share with you how to make palmiers. For this recipe, you really only need 2 ingredients, sugar and puff pastry. The puff pastry is vegan and I got it in Walmart in the cooler section by where you would find cinnamon rolls. So open and unroll your puff pastry. While these are really fancy French cookies, they are very easy to make and delicious. So I thought it would be a nice treat to have while we were on vacation. This is a new to me recipe that my partner Chris introduced me to. They are one of his childhood favorites. His grandma would make them. I'm gonna use 1/4 cup sugar. You can always up the sugar or cut it down depending on how sweet you like your cookies. And in here I just have a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, and a little bit of cardamon. All are optional. I just like the flavors. Stir that together, and we're going to try to evenly sprinkle this across our puff pastry. Now, not all puff pastry comes in this shape. Sometimes it comes in little squares, so you would just have to adapt the shape of your cookies maybe a little bit. Okay, then with a rolling pin, we're not trying to flatten this. We're just trying to press that sugar and cinnamon in a little bit. Oh, the tricky part. We want to roll both ends in towards the middle. Once you get it started, you can pull the paper and it helps keep your roll tight. Now that we've got this side started, I'm going to start the side closest to me. You just gotta be a little gentle with it. We wanna try to roll them the same on each side. I just wanted to mention that for this recipe, you're gonna wanna work with the puff pastry chilled. It makes it easier to handle. So they come and meet in the middle. Now, I am going to take this off of the paper that it came with just because it's already pretty stuck on there. You want to loosen it up. You could just use the piece it's on, but I feel like after you roll it on there and it's been shipped on there, it's pretty much sticks. So just loose totally. Now we are going to chill this for 10 or 15 minutes for ease of cutting. Here is our puff pastry right out of the fridge. I do not have a cutting board here, so I am going to cut it in half and then use this pan to cut it. I want to do skinny little cookies. And it's so much easier to cut this if you chill it. You're definitely gonna want a serrated knife. If you're real particular about your slices, you could lay a roller out to make sure they are all the same size. So then once our cookies are sliced, we will transfer them to our cookie sheet. And I like to fix my roll up a little bit if it's not just how I want it. This is your chance to shape them how you would like. Some people will sprinkle the outside with cinnamon and sugar. Also, optional, I like to use a little bit of vegan butter or margarine and just lightly brush the tops. It just makes them look glossy and shiny and nice when they're done cooking. I'm gonna fill up the rest of the cookie sheet and then I'll be right back. I am just brushing the last few with butter. They are not all going to fit on this sheet. And we only have one cookie sheet here, so these are going on a pizza tray. And this is puff pastry. It will puff. You need to leave room in between your cookies so they have room to expand, and also they will bake better if they are not all jammed together. And now these are going into a preheated oven for 5 or 6 minutes. So we'll check them and see if they need flipped. Let's see what we've got going on in here. Alright, so I would like them to brown a little bit more. I'm gonna put them back in for a minute. I'm gonna switch the top and the bottom though. I think this oven does not cook even. I think that's okay, we can deal. I did just want to add that when I cook these at home in my oven, I know my oven runs hot. So, know thy oven. Alright, let's see how they're doing. There we go, they're browning on the bottom. So, we are gonna flip them. How pretty. And then, just a touch more margarine. And back in for another couple minutes. I will flip the other tray, and then we'll be back when they're finished. Alright. Now, we need to put these on a cooling rack. You don't want them to cool on the parchment paper. They could get soggy. And I'm using 2 different kinds of cookie trays, a cookie tray and a pizza pan. And my cookies are not cooking at the same speed. So cute, so fancy, so easy, delicious. Little end piece there, didn't get as much cinnamon and sugar on it, but still beautiful. Our palmiers are done and have cooled, and now it's time for our taste test.
Oh my gosh.
They're so good.
They are so good.
Just a little bit sweet. You could always up it or take it down a notch if you like it like that. Light, flaky, airy, just an all-around delicious cookie, I think.
Yes, I love them. Stop in next week. We'll have another great recipe for you. In the meanwhile, like, subscribe, and share.
Thanks, guys.